What's up guys, it's Jet from the Santon Squad. Today I'm going to be bringing you my Dragon Ruler deck profile, so pretty excited about this one. So I started playing with this deck when the cards got revealed like in the LCG, and I've been like, over the past few weeks I've been trying to sort of like learn this deck a little bit more thoroughly. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So the first card I actually want to talk about is this guy, Kazma, Dragon Ruler of Auroras. So this card's amazing. So it takes 2 level 7 dragons to create it, and then you activate its effect. It's a quick effect. You can activate its effect by milling a level 7 Dragon Ruler monster and detaching a material. It copies the Dragon Ruler monster's effect when it's discarded. So if you mill Blaster, you pop a card. If you mill Redox, you revive a monster, etc. So like I am going to be talking about this card like quite a lot throughout the video, so we'll keep it to one side. So yeah, let's just get into the main deck. So we're playing 3 copies of Spectral Dragon Ruler of Flickers. So like this is the best new main deck monster that we got from Alliance Insight. You discard itself and a Dragon Monster or a Light Monster to search for 2 Dragon Ruler cards. This is definitely the best new Dragon Ruler monster in the main deck. It's the only one which is like a true starter. Even though it's a 1.5 card combo, this card's just really good. And then we got 1 Nebulous. Nebulous is much weaker than Spectre is, because like basically it's not a starter, it's a little bit of a brick. You discard itself and a Dark or a Dragon monster to special summon 2 Dragon Ruler monsters that are banished. And then both of them have the effect where you can banish them from the graveyard, along with a Dragon monster or a monster of the corresponding attribute to revive their corresponding XYZ monsters. So Spectral revives Kazma, and Nebulous revives Eclipse. We'll talk about Eclipse a little bit later on. But yeah, you're definitely going to play those. And then for the old Dragon Rulers, so we got 2 Blaster, 2 Tidal, 2 Tempest, and then we've also got 2 Redox. So because this is like a small deck, this isn't a 60 card list, which is, I think it's like quite popular at the minute. Like if you want to play Dragon Rulers, 60 cards makes sense. Because this is a small deck, I think it makes sense to only play 2 of each. You've got to bear in mind that like these cards aren't starters and they're also conditional extenders. You have to set them up. They require dragons to be in the graveyard basically to special themselves from your hand. Otherwise you go into a huge neg summoning them. So yeah, the thing is with these cards as well is that the hand effect of them, so the discard effects, they're actually not all that great. Like Tempest is okay because you discard Tempest and a Wind to search for any dragon. That seems good, but it's absolutely not the most ideal way to start your plays. The problem is with the others is that when you activate their discard effects, it's almost a waste because, so to take Blaster for example, if you discard Blaster on a fire, you've got -2 to pop 1 card on the field. At that point, because this deck needs all of its resources to sort of play, that's like a waste of card advantage. Tidal is, in my opinion, the worst one because you are very rarely going to want to discard itself and a water monster to send a monster from deck to grave, because there isn't actually anything that instantly sort of benefits from you doing that. Redox is like the second best one after Tempest. It revives a monster. The thing is though is that in this deck, what you want to be summoning is level 7 monsters or level 7 dragons. So when you activate Redox to revive a monster, the best thing that you can probably do is revive a level 7, whereas you could have just summoned the Redox from your hand and not discarded a monster to do it. Like it's really strange. Like the discard effects haven't aged very well at all. The way you get value from these cards the best is putting them in the grave and reviving them from the grave. And then their banish effects. The banish effects are quite good, except for Tidal. Tidal doesn't really have an amazing search target, whereas Blaster can search for like the cards in the Tempo engine. Tempest has targets in the form of the Armed Dragon cards, and Redox has the Amorphage Goliath, which we play. But yeah, I think 2 of each big Dragon Ruler is fine. If you're playing a small deck anyway. If you want to play like 60 cards and help yourself, like play 3 if you want to. And then for the baby Dragon Rulers, I decided to play Burner, Stream, and Reacton. I decided to cut Lightning from the deck. The reason is because what I found was happening is that when I was playing and I was summoning Kazma, 9 times out of 10, I would be sending Tempest for this effect to be able to search a dragon from my deck to extend playing. So for that reason, I didn't feel like I needed the additional access to Tempest, which Lightning provides. So for that reason, I think it is cuttable. To be honest, these cards, they are quite costly. So like, I actually think that you could potentially cut another one of these if you really wanted to. Something that I will definitely experiment with going forward, because like I said, these cards are quite costly. If you don't have the Armed Dragon cards to sort of help you pay the cost for these, you're probably not in like the best situation. And then for the normal summon engine, we went with a 10 poi package. So 3 Doradora, 1 Genroku, 1 Poidra, 1 Chundra, and then we just got the 1 Kaiman. So I think that this is the best normal summon engine you can play in Dragon Rulers, simply because this card is a 1-card Chasmatis, or Chasma. Basically, you summon this and then you basically make 2 level 7 Synchro Dragons and then you overlay them from Chasma. Genroku and Poidra are also okay to normal summon. It's quite easy to extend with these being your normal summons, because they both provide a level 7 dragon on the field, a spare dragon on the field, and then it puts 2 dragons in the grave for you to be able to summon a big dragon ruler. Chundra is a brick, unfortunately, but like these kinds of engines do have bricks sometimes, so yeah. I think that is the best normal summon engine you can play though. And then for the Armed Dragon package, we're playing 2 Pile Armed Dragon, 1 Armed Dragon Thunder level 7, 1 Armed Dragon Thunder level 5, and 1 Armed Dragon Thunder level 3. So these guys have effects when they're sent to the grave to activate the effect of a Dragon Ruler monster. This one lets you draw a card, this lets you search a level 5 or higher Wind Dragon, and this lets you search for an Armed Dragon card, so it searches any of these. So the idea is that you use the baby Dragon Rulers to send these to the grave, and then they help you pay the cost because they sort of replace themselves when they're sent. This one's a little bit different. This one is kind of a starter, so if you have this in your hand, you can send a level 7 or higher Dragon Monster, or a Wind Dragon Monster, so any of these as well, to summon it from your hand. And then as cost, it sends one of these from the deck to the grave, which does trigger their effects. And then it gains attack, and then it also says that you can only attack with 1 monster that turn. Fortunately, this is an Xyz deck, so you can just go into Zeus. Like you can make an Xyz monster attack and then make Zeus, so the attack restriction doesn't matter too much. But yeah, I really like these cards, they're very cool in the deck. And then we've got 1 Amorphage Goliath. So this is the Floodgate of choice. This is what you sort of send with your well, you don't usually send this with Chasma, like sending Tidal. You'll try and search this card off Redox and then put it in the grave through this card typically. Because, so like this is just a Floodgate that we're trying to win the game with. The problem with the Amorphage cards is that the Mitsurugi deck can out them really easily. And I think in this current meta, the best Floodgate monster that you could probably play is Koakimaru Drago, because if you think about the meta, Malice is built on dark monsters, the Ryzeal deck is half light, the Mitsurugi deck is all dark, White Forest is light and dark, and then you've got like Blue Eyes, which is all light as well. So I think Koakimaru Drago might actually be better than this, something that I'm definitely going to test. And then we got the 1 Dragon Ravine. This is just to search off Romulus. It can be a cool extender sometimes because obviously all the Dragon Rulers are live in the graveyard. And then we've got the non-engine. So we've got 3 copies of Ash Blossom. So this is here to negate more Charmies. I think this card sucks going second, to be honest. All of the best decks don't care about this card. But this deck does lose hard to Fualos, so I think you have to play it. And then we've got 3 Fualos, 3 Perulia, and 3 Dark Ruler no more. So I wanted like sort of high impact going second cards, which is the reason for the Fualos and the Dark Ruler. And then Perulia is here because I think it's just good against the meta deck. So like Ryzeal will play into this quite a lot. And then Malice with the new Ignista cards plays into this quite a lot as well. So I think this card is much better than it was before Alliance Insight. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. And then for the extra deck, we've got 2 Chasmas. So this is the best card in the whole deck. It is just the best. I think I've probably already spoken enough about this card. I can't say enough good things about it. I play 2 Eclipse, so I've seen people just play 1 of it. The reason why I play 2 is because when you go first and you set up your board, this is like typically part of it. Like you'll make like both of these guys, and then use like Hieratic Seal and maybe some other stuff. But the problem is that when you play 1 and you don't use Nebulous in your combo, on turn 3 there's no way to revive this guy. So you can't get the full effect of your disaster. Whereas if you play a second one, you can naturally make the second one on turn 3 and then just overlay with it and make a disaster with it. And then we've got the one disaster. This is like this deck's end game. This card's like ridiculous. Like if you resolve this game, resolve this card, you probably win the duel. Yeah, and then we've got the one Doom Rider. Sometimes you have enough material that you can make this like along with the typical end board of like Chasma, Eclipse, and Erratic Seal. And then we've got these two. So Big Eye and the Armed Dragon of Annihilation. These are basically 8 cards on the field on turn 3 so that you can pave the way to summon the big guy. So like it's important to note that this guy isn't unaffected until you've actually resolved the effect to attach everything. So if you don't like bait out your opponent's interruptions and just summon this, your opponent can just literally imperm this and it will stop the effect. So like you can use these cards to force out your opponent's interactions so that you can make this safely. And then we've got the one Zeus because it is an XYZ deck. Yeah, this card's amazing. We've got the 2 Synchro Monsters. So you make this guy with the Tempoi cards, and then it revives a Tempoi, and then you make Black Rose, and then you just overlay the 2 of them for Chasma. Yeah, it's very basic. This card's also just really good for popping out the grave when 3 attacks have been declared, because it stops you getting OTK'd, and on turn 3 as well it can provide an additional level 7 body, which is really good. And then we've got the one Erratic Seal because it's a dragon deck, it can summon Goliath. We've got Romulus to search Dragon Ravine as an extender, and then one Striker Dragon and 1 SP, just to out stuff like Baguska and cards like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. For the side deck, obviously build it to your local meta. Obviously Malice and Mitsurugi Roizy are probably the scariest decks at the minute, so you're probably going to want Drolls for the Mitsurugi deck, and then like Lanciers and stuff for the Malice deck. I also like Phantasma in this deck because it's a level 7 dragon, which is quite cool. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.